Hello, my name is Design Ghost and welcome to another episode of our design series where we learn everything design. If you are new here and you've not subscribed to our channel yet, kindly subscribe to our channel and don't forget to put us on post notifications so that you do not miss any amazing content we post here. Today, we are going to learn how to design a Valentine's Day flyer. We are going to delve into the step-by-step process of how I designed this Valentine's Day flyer for a client. So without wasting too much of your time, let's delve right into the video. So before we begin, we are going to create a new document or a new artboard. Alright, so we are going to use the shortcut Control N. We are going to bring in our new document. Then we'll make sure our measurement is on inches. Then we choose a width of 5, a height of 6, and a 300 resolution. So we create. Why I choose a 300 resolution is to make sure that anytime I make a design, it doesn't pixelate or becomes small anytime I send it over the media to my client. So that is why I make it that way. All right, because the size 5 by 6 is really, and it's really small, and so if I make the resolution bigger, it is not going to pixelate, even if they are going to scale it up or they are going to use it for whatever that they want to use it for. And so that is why I make the resolution so high. Now, the concept about resolutions are the smaller the size of your artboard or your working space, the higher the resolution, so that you can really work in the space of the document, and the higher the space or the bigger the space of your new document or your artboard, the smaller your resolution. For instance, if you have 100 by 100 inches, that means it is a very big art or new document or artboard, and for that reason you have to choose something like 1:4 resolution so that your machine can work along with it and it's not going to lag and it's not going to freeze. All right, so we continue. So we create this new document. Over here are the resources that we are going to use to design this particular flyer. So if you want to get these resources and follow along, in the description is a link to our Telegram page where you can find all the links to download all these resources for free. All right, so let's hop on to our new artboard. And for a minute, before I continue, if you're a creative or a designer that you are looking to purchase a graphic pack to enhance your design journey and your design process, in the description is a link to my store where you get graphic packs to buy and to ease your workflow. Thank you for purchasing. So back we continue. So what we are going to do is we are going to bring a background. So we are going to bring our background from our resources. We are going to bring it to the scene. We are going to change the resolution a bit, but the size is already big. That is 10.222 by the same 10.22, which is a square, so we just have to take it to about 100 so that our machine do not lag. Yeah, then we come to our artboard, our working space, but this time around what I want to do is I would want to bring the background in first. I would want to arrange my typography before I'll bring it in. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to write is Valentine, and then I'm going to use a signature font for it. Great. If you want to know the names of these fonts, get to our Telegram community, and I'm going to add it up to our resources so that you can just capture the name and download. I'll duplicate this and banquet. Great. Great. So we are going to take it closer to Valentine, right? We want it that close, but we don't want this space over here. So what we are going to do is that we are going to cut this section of the text, click and drag, select our text to paste. So we have the banquet that we want, and this way we can scale it up a bit. Then we can take it up so that the gap here can be closed. Beautiful. And that is Valentine banquet, but it's a special Valentine's banquet. So we are going to use normal font to write that. So we have special, and that we are going to use a font called Lufka. The name will also be available in our Telegram community. So Lufka, and we are going to take it to black. Black, and then caps lock, and then we are going to choose some medium, and wet spacing we are going to take it to 0. Let's scale it down. We want something cute. Okay, now let's change it from medium to about semi-bold, and the wet spacing to about 25. Great. Now we have another text that we need to add to it, which is singles and couples. So we have singles and couples. Great. So we scale it down, making sure that it's not going to exceed our text length. Then we'll take it up. Great. Great. And so I can see our text is almost ready. So we can group all of these and call it text. Then click to unlock this layer, and now we can bring in our background. So we scale it up. Scale it up. Now we want our text to show very well. So what we are going to do is that we are going to add another layer. Select this background color, grab our brush to increase it a bit, click on it this way, click on it. Now we go in there, then we pick a white, add another layer to it to decrease the size of the brush a bit, then we add another one to it. Good. Now we can hold the two and try to scale it up a bit. Perfect. So we can grab our text, try to scale it up. Now we want to apply gradient to our text Valentine banquet. So I choose this color for reference sake, and I come into my gradient. I select Valentine gradient overlay. Wait, it looks like I've used this just some few minutes ago, so it's automatic and it's popping up here. So that is the color code for this. Okay, that is the color code for the other side of it, and this is how it should look. Okay, then we apply the same to this anchored. So the same way we apply it to it. Okay, and then we apply the same thing to the B, but if you want, you can leave it this way. It's not looking bad too, but you can apply it to the B this way. It's going to look this great. Now what we realize is that singles and couples are overlapping the banquet, and there is this kind of interference over here. So what we are going to do is we are going to add the stroke to it. And the stroke is going to be outside, and it's going to be 100%. Decrease it a bit. You can see now it's not interfering and it's standing out. Great. So we are good to go with test. Now let's go into our resource and bring some things to complement it. So bring this love to the scene. Then we reduce it a bit, then we position it here. Wait, we are getting there gradually. Then we'll go back to our resource. Then we'll pick this love icon, and that too we are going to resize it. I'm going to put it somewhere here. We are going to hide that for now. The other thing that we are going to add is a theme, because this is a church, actually a church program. So we are going to add a theme. I'm going to choose red, taking off the stroke. Great. And we want to give it a bit of a curve that is popping up from the top. So we are going to Control T to select, right click to wrap, and inside the wrap options we are going to go for arc. Then we are going to bring it down a bit to this, to look this way. Great. So it means that our text that we are going to put in there too is going to look the same way. So we are going to add the stroke to it. And the stroke this time around, it's going to be inside. Then we add the bevel and emboss. Great. So this is what we were looking to achieve. Let's go back to the stroke. So once you add the bevel and emboss, you can copy these settings. Great. Then let's go to stroke. Then inside the stroke, let's see if we can make it more attractive. Soft light, screen, soft light, and all those. Okay, so you make sure you check print or overprint too. So soft light, okay. Let's change this. We change. We use the up arrow key to change it to see one that is going to fit. So I think linear light is okay. Great. And then we bring in our theme and this love. That is from my client, so I'm borrowing it. Alright. So I'm going to move it up. We change the color to white. And we are going to increase the word spacing a bit. This is too much. Let's leave it at 25. Wait, and we are going to wrap it also, but look at something here. When you right click, the wrap is inactive. That is because it is a test layer. So we are going to duplicate it. Keep this one as a reference. We are going to rasterize this layer to take it into a normal layer. Then now Control T, then right click, and our wrap is active. So wrap, and then the same arc, and we are going to bring it down. Great. So this way we can even try to scale it up a bit. Good. And that's it. And now we can group those two to and call it theme. Now we bring in this shape and Control T, we position it a bit down. Great. I think we are good to go. Let's apply one thing to the background. So we'll pick this resource and we bring it to our scene. We scale it down and we take it to this place. What we are going to do is that we are going to apply a pad blur. So filter, blur gallery, pad blur, and we're going to tweak it a bit. I increase the speed. The speed is too much. Okay. So now we can group all these and call it background, because certainly we are done with our background. Now we are going to bring in the Church of Pentecost. Of course, it's not the Church of Pentecost, but I'm using the Church of Pentecost for this tutorial purpose. So it's not a program that is going to be done by the Church of Pentecost. So you can put your church rasterize layer. You can put your church or whoever that you are designing force logo there. And because it's not for Pentecost, we are going to generate a default name for it. We are going to make sure it's black, and so you put your church name to there, and then we reduce it to about 4.5 and line height to about 6. Okay, wait. Then we can group the two and call it logo. Now beneath it, we have something like presents. Control A, presents. We scale it down and we increase the letter spacing. Right. Then we scale it down again. Control D. Make sure it's in the middle, and we take it out of text because it's not part of text. We are going to add it to logo, but before that, we make sure it's on the logo is at the center. Right. Then Control D to deselect. Then we add it to logo. So now it becomes one. Now we'll bring in our characters. Right, so we'll go back to our resources before we bring them in because we are going to change their resolution. So let's take off these ones. No. And we bring in this nice woman and this nice gentleman. They are random pictures from Pinterest. Of course, you are not expecting me to use my client's picture, so you see why I normally change the resolution of the images I use. So you see, when I didn't change it and I just brought it in, it is very small. So now when I begin to scale it up, then it will begin to pixelate. Alright, so we'll delete that, change the resolution, we'll take it to about 200, and we'll take it to the scene. Good. And now we reduce the size. Great. Now before we do any changes, we'll bring in the lady tool, change the resolution 200, and we bring it to the scene too. Then we'll reduce the size as well. Get closer, reduce the size so she doesn't become too big than the man, and we are going to take her beneath the man. Okay, so we are going to position her well. Great. So what we are going to do is that we are going to Control J, hide the ones behind it to keep it as an original. Grab our eraser tool and make sure it's on the round soft eraser. And we are going to clean. When we are cleaning, we'll make sure we take it a bit backwards so that it doesn't clean too much of the image. So this is what we want to do. Okay, just clean a bit of the man. Great. Control J again. Perfect. Now we can group all of these and call it images. Now the next thing that we are going to do is to bring their names here. So we are going to use default text as their names, but you can add their names because you'll be designing for some people, some particular people. So I think for us, you can, yes, I think this is okay. You can leave them here. It's 25. That's the name. We are going to bring in a love icon, which is this. and we are going to scale it down. Then we'll take it to the very top, grab our magic eraser tool. Oops, it has become a smart object, so let's wait. Then we position it here. Of course, everything is lab, so let's flip it horizontal. Of course, everything is lab, so we'll make sure everything that we are adding to is lab. And that we are going to change the color to color overlay. Then we'll try to pick that. All right, the name to try to pick that. Okay, so that, and this group name, Control J, then we'll take it to the left for the male. Yeah. But for him, we are going to flip the lab. So we flip horizontal. And great, their names too are also ready. So we can group the two. Now we bring in a rectangle. And this rectangle. So this rectangle, we are going to bring it a bit down. If possible, let's see, we can reduce opacity small. Great. And then we duplicate this text. Take it up. You can open that up. So this is where you can put your date, your time, and other relevant information that you want to capture on this flyer. So understand height of 6, right? Justify left. Oops, that would be bad. I don't want to be too clear, so I think this is okay. Now grab a rectangle with 200 corners. We draw a little line here, not too much, a little. And we take off the stroke. If yours is having a stroke, by default you take it off, but if it's not having, you can leave it there. Then we'll pick the same color we are using for the work. Then here we can put time, maybe 8 p.m. Scale it up. Position it there. Then we'll duplicate the rectangle by using Control J. Then we'll duplicate this text too. That is going to represent something like location. For more information, you are the one controlling this whole thing. So whatever that you want to put there, you can put it there. And here too, we'll duplicate and we'll put it down here. And here we are going to create an impression of something like, for more information, something. Wait. So we put that too down there. Control D to deselect. And one last thing that we are going to add is let's go into our resource, and this pattern, we are going to get a portion of it. So M for rectangular mark 2, then we'll take about 3 portions of it. V, and we bring it in, just trying to be creative. So we scale it down and we'll position it somewhere here. Control A. So before I continue, if you are looking for a graphics pack to buy, in the description is a link to my store where you can find graphic packs that are going to suit your project and they are going to ease your design process. This brings us to the end of today's episode of our design series. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share for others to benefit. If you've watched up to this point and you've still not subscribed yet, kindly subscribe to our channel and don't forget to put us on post notifications so that you do not miss any amazing content we post here. My name is Design Ghost and see you in the next episode. Bye.